I decided today that I still should probably try to be on schedule at least a little bit, because streaming a little bit for a tiny little bit amount of time is better than not doing anything at all. So that's why we're here. And as you guys may or may not know, I'm into Formula 1 now. I have prepared a new series that really has no format whatsoever, and it's only a series in it's a series in name only. It's gonna be just a conduit, an outlet for me to yap. Really, that's it. That's all. So welcome to episode 1 of the Pit Lane, everybody. I'm so excited. So we're gonna just yap about motorsports today. The yappening is happening. That's so real. I hope that you have brought your fucking questions and your fucking notebooks, because I am gonna be quizzing you on this information later. Okay? Disclaimer, I'm also fairly new to it. Huh? You guys are too nice to me. Thank you. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, as a disclaimer, I'm also a little new to the sport, which is why I'm not saying that I'm teaching you. I'm saying that we are learning together. We're gonna go on this journey together. We're gonna learn together. We're gonna bring big brain together. Don't look at my desktop background. Pokemon are part of F1. No, this is just my desktop background. The F1 is gonna appear momentarily. They do look fast though, don't they? Alright, how does it look? How does it look and how does it sound? Thank you for the gifted subscription. Okay, so welcome everybody to the first episode of what I am calling the Pit Lane. So, on today's episode, is entitled F101, aka let's learn about Formula 1 together. Is this a full ass PowerPoint? Yes. I worked really hard on this. From left to right, we have Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris, Daniel Ricciardo, Zhou Guanyu, and Oscar Piastri, and me right up next to them, because I'm just as qualified to be talking about this. Feel free to ask questions along the way. You do not have to save your questions till the end. I encourage interruption because I think it will be funny. So, lights out and away we go. So, what was that? Lando is my shot. No! You guys cannot be doing shit like that. Okay. The FIA Formula 1 Championship has been running since its inaugural race in 1950. The formula in Formula 1 stands for the sets of rules and regulations that all cars and participants must follow. For example, a Formula 1 car can be no more than 200 centimeters wide and 95 centimeters tall. As another example, refueling mid-race is not allowed. And also, competitors are allowed only a limited number of tire sets during a race event. 13 dry, 4 intermediate, and 3 wet, which are used strategically depending on obviously the strategy and the track condition, etc., etc. Racing events generally span a weekend with 2 free practice sessions on Friday, 1 free practice session on Saturday, a qualifying session, and then the race on Sunday. The qualifying session determines the order for the race with the fastest driver in pole position. Yes, they used to be able to refuel during race, and they changed that rule in 2010. So let's talk about quali. You'll hear qualifying referred to as quali. Let's talk about it a little bit. So qualifying sessions are split into 3 periods, Q1, Q2, and Q3, of course. Drivers are allowed as many laps as they wish during a qualifying period, after which the lap times are reset and only a driver's fastest lap, barring any infractions, is counted. Slower drivers are knocked out of the qualifying session, but not necessarily the race itself. Qualifying session determines the grid order for the race with the fastest driver in pole position. Did we just get a hype train? Let's fucking go. Okay. So let's talk about the race itself. After qualifying, the race takes place. In the 1950s, historically, race lengths varied from 300 kilometers to 600 kilometers. The maximum race length was reduced in 1966 to 400 kilometers, and then to 325 kilometers in 1971. And then it was reduced again to the current standard of 305 kilometers in 1989. So the race is generally 305 kilometers now. After a warm-up lap, drivers take their positions on the grid in the order that they qualified. And the warm-up lap just allows drivers to check the condition of the track and the car and gives the tires a chance to warm up and increase their traction and grip. And also gives the pit crew time to clear themselves and their equipment off of the grid. Drivers, of course, may overtake one another for position throughout the race. And throughout the race, the drivers may also make pit stops to change tires and repair damage, and not refuel, because that's not allowed anymore. And of course, different teams employ different pit strategies. The winner of the race is obviously the first to cross the finish line after completing a set number of laps. And they will receive points, different amounts of points based on their placement. So as you can see here, we have a little chart which shows the amount of points that they will get depending on their placement. A driver must finish within the top 10 in order to receive their point for setting the fastest lap of the race. If the driver who set the fastest lap finishes outside of the top 10, the point for fastest lap will not be awarded for that race. First gets 25 points, second gets 18 points, and so on and so forth. A number of different flags will be used to communicate different things to the drivers. So let's talk about what each of these mean. A yellow and red striped flag means that there's a slippery track due to oil, water, or loose debris. This one can be seen rocked from side to side rather than waved to indicate a small animal on the track. A half black, half white flag warns a driver for poor sportsmanship or dangerous behavior, and this can be followed by a black flag upon further infringement. And the black flag indicates that the driver is disqualified. These flags will be accompanied by the driver's number. The flag with orange circle flag indicates that a car is damaged or has a mechanical problem and should return to the pit lane. And this flag is also accompanied by the driver number. The white flag indicates that there's a slower car ahead, either a race car or a course vehicle, such as the safety car. And this is often waved at the end of a pit lane when a car is about to leave the pit. Where were we? Blue flag indicates that the driver at the end of the field must let the faster driver who's leading the race pass them. If this flag is missed 3 times, then the back marker might be penalized. A yellow flag indicates a hazard on or near the track. So this can mean a couple of different things. Waved yellows indicate a hazard on the track. Frozen yellows indicate a hazard near the track. And double waved yellows indicate that the drivers must slow down as marshals are working on or near the tracks, and they must slow down and be prepared to stop. A green flag means that normal racing conditions apply. This is shown at the start of a racing session or after a yellow flag to indicate that the hazard has passed. A red flag means that the race or session halts immediately when conditions are too dangerous to continue. Of course, the iconic checkered flag signifies the end of a race, practice, or qualifying session. Let's talk about who is on the grid right now. First off, we have the Red Bull team, Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. Max Verstappen is from the Netherlands. Sergio Perez is from Mexico. We have Ferrari team, Charles Leclerc from Monaco and Carlos Sainz from Spain. The McLaren team, Lando Norris from United Kingdom and Oscar Piastri from Australia. Mercedes team, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, both from the United Kingdom. The Aston Martin team, Fernando Alonso from Spain and Lance Stroll from Canada. Visa Red Bull team, Yuki Tsunoda from Japan and Daniel Ricciardo from Australia. Haas team, I think I pronounced that right. Nico Hülkenberg is from Germany and Kevin Magnussen is from Denmark. Alpine, formerly Renault, Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon, both from France. Williams team, Alexander Albon, who is Thai, and Logan Sargent from America. And finally, last but certainly not least, the Kick team, Valtteri Bottas from Finland and Zhou Guanyu from China. You have all these memorized? Maybe. You don't know. So what if I do? Here's a glossary. We're going to go over a few important terms to know. Back marker, like we discussed before, is the driver at the rear end of the field, often when they are encountered by the race leader. So if the race leader comes across a slower racer or back marker, like we said, the back marker is shown the blue flag to indicate that they must let the leader overtake them. The slower car is said to be lapped. And then when the race leader finishes the race, the back marker is classified as 1 lap down. The gravel trap is a bed of gravel on the outside of corners, designed with the aim of bringing cars that fall off of the circuit to a halt. And it's really funny when they get stuck in there. The pole position, like we mentioned, is the first starting place on the grid, awarded to the driver with the fastest lap in qualifying. Let's talk about the circuits. Formula One races must be held on Grade 1 tracks, the highest grade rating issued by the FIA. A typical circuit features a stretch of straight road on which the starting grid is situated. The pit lane is normally located next to that starting grid, and then the rest of the track can vary pretty widely depending on the circuit itself. There's circuits all over the world, including Australia, Morocco, UK, Brazil, Canada, Italy, India, Germany, China, and Japan, just to name a few. So many circuits run clockwise, though there are some that run counter or anti-clockwise. The counterclockwise circuits have predominantly left-handed corners. This can sometimes cause neck problems in drivers due to the lateral forces generated by cars pulling their heads in opposite direction to normal. So most circuits are specially constructed for races. However, there are some street races in use. And the street races generally have shorter distances in order to comply with timing regulations. Let's talk about women in Formula One. There have been women Formula One drivers, such as Layla Lombardi, Davina Gallica, I'm not sure, Desiree Wilson, and Giovanni Amati. None of these examples, however, have driven in Formula One races in the 21st century. And there are no women on the grid currently. There are, however, women involved in Formula One outside of driving, such as Monisha Kaltenborn, who was the first female team principal in F1, Hannah Schmitz, who is the current principal strategy engineer at the Red Bull team, and Susie Wolf, who heads the F1 Academy. On the right there, you can see a picture of Marta Garcia, who is an F1 Academy champion. There is a woman driver in Formula 3 for the Van Amersfoort racing team. And there's a picture of her right down there as well. All right, let's get a little bit personal. Miho, why did you get into F1? Well, guys, this sport has everything. It's got drama. It's got the dankest of memes. It's got zooming. It's got a robust RPF scene. I'm not going to elaborate, but if you know, you know. Most of all, though, when asked why I got into Formula One by my older brother Frog, my answer was as follows. I don't know. Felt like it. That is a real screenshot of a real text message to my real older brother. Okay, tell me your questions. I'm here for you. I'm here to answer. What do you mean by RPF? I said I'm not going to elaborate. But if you know, you know. Leave it at that. So, moving on. Future episodes of the Pit Lane will also include F1 gaming, because it wouldn't be a proper Twitch stream without a little bit of video games. So we're gonna be doing a little bit of racing themed gaming. Where's my... There we go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. You missed the sprint race BTW. I never said that this was going to be an entirely comprehensive PowerPoint presentation. Show me on the doll where I said that I was going to cover everything about Formula One in one PowerPoint presentation. Impossible. Racing game time? That's actually not a bad idea. Oh, God. Oh, no. Whoa. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, I don't like it. Come on. Oh, you bitch. I'm doing so shitty. I'm really excited about this. Hey, look, I'm in pole position. I have to look at the, God damn it. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. No, don't blue shell me. Are you kidding me with that shit? I snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. God, what is wrong with me? No, no, no. It's so over for me. It's really so over for me. I gotta go. See you guys later. Ask your doctor if shutting the fuck up is right for you.